question is, what were the discussions after the first match defeat, given the series is part of the World Cup Super League and West Indies are on eighth position?
The conversation was generally about not to get our heads down. Yes, we've lost the match, and it's a short series, 3 matches. But more around picking the positives from what took place in the game. Although we lost, there were still positives. And it's just about how we plan to bounce back and come back stronger in the second game.
Talking about your bouncing back and all, what will be the team's approach for tomorrow, especially against Indian spinners, because the pitch was slow and spin friendly.
Um, I think tomorrow will reveal more of that. We don't know what sort of surface it might be. It might play better, it might play the same, it might play worse. But one game plan that we have sort of have a blueprint for no matter what, is to just be positive and get ourselves in proper positions to play strong scoring shots. And I think that's definitely something we're going to stick with, no matter the surface and condition. I think once we do those things, we'll be able to get through it.
Akeal, you've spoken in the past about being very fortunate to have grown up alongside some legends in Trinidad and who are your teammates, Sunil, Narine, Kyron Pollard. So can you tell us about your early interactions with them, and what have your interactions with them along your journey so far been like, and how have they shaped you into becoming the cricketer that you are today?
Well, these guys are always around. We play with the same cricket club back home, Queen's Park Cricket Club. So it's there the relationships grow from. And no matter where you are, what part of the world you're in, you can always, these guys are always a text message away or phone call away. And having guys like these in your corner or in your circle definitely helps. They sort of pave the way for you. They've been there, done that before you as well. So these guys always help you along with any obstacles you may come across, or any challenges you may seem to be facing. You can always rely on these guys for any sort of information. So it's really good to have these guys around.
Do you recall an instance where you've reached out to them and then felt really better after hearing them out and their advice to you?
Yeah, definitely. There are many instances. One that recently came to mind when I was in the World Cup. Sunil reached out to me. We were having a conversation, and I told him, I felt terrible in the nets when I was bowling. And he said, don't be surprised. That's how it goes. Some days you'll feel terrible in the nets, and then the next day the ball is coming out your hand perfectly in the match. And his advice was spot on. I didn't take it on too much. It was actually the day before a game, so it was a bit worrying. So just went to him and have that conversation with him, and I felt much better. I took his advice, and surprisingly, in the match, the ball actually came out beautifully.
So, Akeal, this is your first tour to India, and so so while bowling here, what are the kind of adjustments that 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 you have been trying to do on these pitches?
Well, it's only one match so far, so it's you're still sort of trying to get your own feedback and information, and gain your own experience out there. Having said that, I have gotten some information from people that I'm close to. Um, and it's just about reading what type of pitch it is, what type of soil it is, and as I say, see what works on the day. I mean, sometimes you get information and it doesn't really help you in the match, or it doesn't really suit what's going on at the match in that point in time. So it's definitely something that you have to go out there and feel for yourself. And you can probably just, keep that information at the back of your mind as well.
And how important is this tool for you, considering we also have the IPL auctions in the later in this week?
These two games are very important for me because it will determine the series. For us, if we win these two games, we win this series. Just to speak about the IPL, I'm not really focused on that. Focused on the task at hand right now. Yes, we know IPL is best league around, but having said that, I think once I do the right things and perform well for my team, other doors will open. So for me, definitely, it's all about the focus is now and trying to win these 2 games here and win this ODI series.
Hi there, Akeal. You've had a good start to international cricket. Tell us about the growth in your career so far, from when you just started, some of the things that you worked on and your variations and stuff like that. Tell us about your growth in international cricket.
Well, for me, I think even now I still work on variations. I mean, playing at this level, you can't stay stagnant for too long or have the same things for too long. I mean, you can, but you have to make sure you're always spot on. So for me, it's always about growth and development. And as you go along, you meet different players, you get to pick 1 or 2 things off of them, you have conversations. So for me, it's just about just reaching out to other guys, reaching out to my teammates, and just trying to come up with different things. Sometimes all it takes is just for you to be probably just laying in your room and just flicking around the ball or whatever the case is, and something may pop up in your head, and then you go to training and practice it, and then all of a sudden, it works out for you and you go into the game and do it. So for me, it's just about sharing ideas, having an open mind and getting information from guys and just practicing daily, I would say.
And your thoughts on Test cricket? Do you want to represent the West Indies at the
Yes, definitely. That it's my dream to represent West Indies in all formats. Having said that, yeah, it's just about enjoying and just waiting my turn.
Akeal, you've spoken about learning or watching a lot of Ravindra Jadeja, because a lot of people compare your style of bowling to his. Have you had a chance to interact with him? If yes, can you just tell us what have you kind of learned from those interactions?
Yes, we had a chat couple times when India came to West Indies. Um, and the chat was more along how he deals with international cricket and getting the opportunity to be able to perform with the bat and ball. And he just shared his experiences with me, told me a couple of things that I may need to do to put myself in that sort of position to get opportunities with bat and ball. And it's definitely something that I is definitely information that I took in, and I'm gonna go about it, as he said, to hopefully one day become a proper all-rounder for my team.
You spoke about how Sunil Narine played a role in the World Cup last year, and you are part of the KKR net bowling squad, I guess, in the IPL. So could you tell us about the role of Sunil Narine, how big a role he has played in your career, and how has he influenced you?
As I say, Sunil is not only a friend to me, but like a big brother as well. As I said, he's very quiet but very open at the same time. He would share almost everything with you, all his tricks, all his ideas, even though he thinks it's a trick that can work and it doesn't work for him, he'll definitely share it for you as well. And for me, him having the opportunity to spend more time with him in KKR setup helped me a lot, because the World Cup played in Dubai as well. So I was able to get a feel of the pitches and whatnot, and he worked closely alongside me and always giving me advice and information and little cues and whatnot on how to pick what batsmen are looking to do and whatnot, what type of deliveries, what type of trajectory works on the pitches and whatnot. And immediately after IPL, we had World Cup, and I thought I didn't do too bad there. So as I say, it's always a blessing to have these guys around. They are more than friends. I consider them big brothers, and they always look out for you in any way possible. And I'm very thankful for that.
The question is, some people who obviously haven't been following your career are surprised about your batting. Tell me how much of a batter you consider yourself to be. I mean, I know the answer to that question, but I'll still give you a chance to answer.
I think I'm 50-50, perfect, proper batsman, proper bowler. Having said that, over the last couple of years, I have played CPL, different formats and whatnot. And there's where you find yourself, you might flex around in the order and whatnot, or may not be given an opportunity with the bat, which is fine. But for me, I definitely see myself as a total all-rounder. And it's just about working my way up the ladder, which is fine. Just work my way up the ladder, and hopefully the world can see that I am a genuine all-rounder.